So I came back, and that was an easy day, right? Because there's so much to
Mm,
write about. We'd
mm,
actually done skydiving that day as well, and some kayaking. So there's a whole bunch of stuff.
mm,
So it just flowed out of me, and I just wrote down the things that happened, but more the experience, how I felt. I think what's
mm,
most important for me at that point in time is to capture how I felt and to
mm,
try and make it an engaging and interesting story, right? So if there's a phrase that goes through my head at that point in time, let me give you one other example. So recently I went on a trek to Annapurna base camp. Annapurna is the 10th highest mountain in the world, and it's in Nepal.
mm,
And it was first climbed actually before Mount Everest. It was climbed in 1950 by a Frenchman called Maurice Herzog and his team.
mm,
And there's an iconic book called Annapurna, actually, for anybody who's interested in mountaineering, about his experience of scaling that great mountain. So we didn't climb the mountain, we went to the base camp. But there was one particular day in which it was a really bad day. The directions were, uh, I wouldn't say they were wrong, but the time taken to go from point A to point B to point C were all wrong. So it was, late in the evening. I was
mm,
exhausted. I was walking along with my guide. The lights were coming on. I mean, it's actually, sorry, no lights were coming on. It's complete darkness, right? And we could
mm,
only see in the distance the lights of our final destination in this entire blackness of this great valley, mountain valley, and sky with with starlight. But literally, we were walking by starlight. But in the distance were these few lights of this village, right? That we were
mm.
going to, a place called Diorali. And so this thought came through my head, and I'm sure you've heard the song Hotel California. It says, up
Yeah,
ahead in the distance, I saw shimmering lights. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I knew I had to stop for the night.
yeah.
So I worked that into my story, you see. So, I mean, I thought of that, right? So then when in the evening, I wrote that down. I said, this is how I felt at that moment.